I'm clapping. Why am I clapping? Because I'm so happy to be here. Can you clap again? I'm so happy to be here. It is good morning, everybody. It's Wake the F Up Monday. It is Monday, February the 17th, 2024. 2 minutes after the hour, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. And you've been getting your morning started right for years on this show. The chat room is open. We're live. Come on in and let's congregate and let's have a good time. The chat room is wide open, or like I always say, you can call in. The number's 570-982-6950. What else I want to say about that? Please like, share, follow, and subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. This is where you get your morning love. Okay, let's get all right. Love that. SennyJ be in the room in a minute. We like to start on time. Apologize. We started at 8:02. We actually, well, technically we did start at 8 o'clock. We just, I don't want to make no excuse. Happy Monday, guys, and I'll keep it real with you. I'm in great spirits. I feel good. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Okay. I hope you guys were safe over the weekend. You know, I think about you guys in the chat room while I'm out and about. You know, this show is so important to me. But I'll be honest with you, and you know how this feels when you're working. And it's no different for me. Like, I felt like I did the equivalent of like 7 double shifts. And even though I'm in good spirits, I'm in great spirits. But I'll be honest with you, I am tired as hell on the highways and the byways of delivering the funny to the comedy community, to these folks over the weekend. And people think comedy is easy. It's not. It really isn't. It's really challenging. It's a business, and you're running around just like you're going to work. Don't think that I'm sitting here and just laughing and goofing around all day. No. So in my work week this weekend, I experienced a lot and I seen a lot and it was all good. And especially the other night, we was in Allentown, and I was concerned because the weather was bad. You know, we've been having a real winter out here this year. And folks still came out to the comedy show. And my whole concern was, even though I live in the next town, this is one of those shows that I did where I lived, shows close to home. And that usually happens once a month for me. But other than that, I'm always out. But my concern was for the other people who traveled in bad weather to come to the comedy show. And I pray that everyone makes it there safe. And I didn't think people was going to show up, but they did. They traveled in ice and snow to come out to be entertained. So I appreciate folks that came out on a Saturday night in a little ice storm. And that's, I don't know, like for me, I'm not built like that. Like if it's snowing, it's ice and it's raining, I don't think I'm going anywhere. I don't know. Like it gotta be something very important for me to go out. So for the folks who went out Saturday night, I was thinking about y'all, man, because it was bad weather. Cindy, good morning, everybody. SennyJ's in the building. Cindy, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm doing great. How's everybody doing? You were talking about your show you had this weekend?
Yeah, no, not only that about the show. I had a busy weekend. I'm sure everybody else had a busy weekend. I'll get into that later. You know, I did 600 shows over the weekend, but that's not the point here. Cindy, have you ever went out driving or driven with someone to go to an event, the supermarket, wherever, knowing that the weather was bad and the roads were bad? Have you ever consciously made a decision to go out knowing that the weather was bad?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm connecting to the. I was trying
And
to connect to the chat. Can you hear me?
and my whole thing, right? So Cindy, have you made a before we get to the show? Have you ever made a conscious decision to go out by yourself or with your family, with your friends in a vehicle, knowing that the weather on the roads were bad?
Yeah, yeah,
And at what point in
yeah.
that and wait, hold on. At what point in that journey did you ever at what point of the journey you're like make you say to yourself, this was a bad idea? Have you ever put yourself in that position where you made a conscious decision and after making that decision, you said to yourself, I don't think this is a good idea.
That really only happened one time. That really only happened one time. Um, we did go out. We didn't think it was going to be that bad, but it where we were going, they weren't taking care of the roads, so it made it more unbearable. But like, if where I'm going to be going is like mainly on the highway and it's going to be bad weather, I don't. I mean, it all depends on the time you leave. Like, I'm not gonna stop my plans just because they're like, oh, it's bad weather. Like, what rain, snow. Like, I hate when that's my biggest pet peeve when people are like, oh, I'm not gonna go, it's gonna rain. I hate that. It's just rain. Or like people that can't drive in the way. Sorry, Miss Miko, but like they don't like driving in the rain. I don't want to be in the rain. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're in a car. What do you mean you don't want to drive in the rain? We got windshield wipers. Like, we got everything we need to make it there. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, gotcha. I mean, mm, yeah, for me, like,
Snow
I
and
mean, bad.
yeah, snow and ice can be a little crazy, but I feel like if you're from the Poconos, you're an experienced driver in that weather, so you really shouldn't have a problem. All you have to do is just go slow. All that's going to happen is it's going to prolong your time getting there. Or, like some people, I guess, if you get caught in a pileup, I mean, that isn't fun. So I can understand both sides, but me personally, I'm a brave the conditions. That's just me. I'm a road warrior.
Gotcha. Welcome to the Shoney Place on Earth where you get your morning started right. Sydney said she's a road warrior, and I'm not mad at her. Now, Sydney, I don't know if I've said I'll give you a post Happy Valentine's excuse me, a post Happy Valentine's Day, Sydney. I don't know if you're into the Nordic holiday. I don't know when the last time you got a Valentine's gift from any kind of man. I don't know how that works out for you. That's none of my business. But I like to wish you Happy Valentine's Day. But Cindy, in Valentine's Day, a friend of my friend and his lady got into a fight on Valentine's Day. Question: Valentine's Day is just really not for lovers. Uh, some couples knuckle up on Valentine's Day. Think Jack.
So I've heard. So I've heard.
Hey, guys out there, don't get it twisted with the hearts and the flowers and all that. There's some black eyes being delivered out there on Valentine's Day as well. And I'm not talking about from the men are also receiving Valentine's now, black eyes as well. That Valentine drama is definitely out there popping. Kareem
That's
Williams,
good.
what's up? Princess, what's going on? Excuse me, I'm losing my voice because I worked all weekend, but it's all good. We are here 100% dedicated to this show. I could tell you a story back in the day where when I was out there whoring in the streets, I was dealing with two women at the same time, and I bought the same Valentine's gift and gave the chicks the wrong gift because I gave one chick, I gave Sharon's Lisa present and Lisa Sharon present. And that was a big fight back in the day. It's like 25 years, 30 years ago. That was a big fight on Valentine's Day. Don't get it twisted. Valentine's Day could be hectic. It's the dark side of Valentine's Day. And my friend, his man, not only did he get into a fight with his lady, everybody went to jail.
Everybody went to jail.
Well, the dude went to jail on
Who was
Valentine's Day,
he fighting? Who
fighting
was
his
he
lady.
fighting?
Fighting his lady.
Fighting his lady? I thought she had a side piece on the side, and so he started fighting
Nah,
him.
nah.
His lady?
This went past the side piece. This was the main chick. So what I'm saying is, don't get it
Okay.
twisted. Don't get it twisted
Okay,
with
but do you know what
Valentine's
the
Day.
fight was about? Do you know what the fight was about, though?
Nah, Cindy, you're so nosy, man.
Because what would make you, right? What, because this is what I want to know. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm over here sharing the show, so please, everybody, make sure you share the show. Um, you have some things to explain, Shawn, because I'm trying to figure out what would bring a man, right, when it's supposed to be Valentine's Day, so upset that you want to put hands on the person that you're supposed to be loving. What transpired to do that on that day particularly? He couldn't do it Saturday, he couldn't do it Thursday, he couldn't do it Sunday. He literally did it Valentine's Day.
Yes, and everybody, let's give a shout out to SennyJ's well manicured hands and nails. Let's give a round of applause to that. Cindy,
I
thank
did
you.
it for Valentine's Day.
Thanks. Matter of fact, guys in the chat room, let's give SennyJ a round of applause for those nails.
I did it for the people. I did it in the name of love since I don't have any. So feel free, all the men that didn't get to get me a Valentine because you thought I missed it, feel free to cash at me for my nails. Thank you.
Yeah, please cash app SennyJ for her nails, if y'all don't mind. Cindy, that's Bilo Mathis. Good morning.
Hey, Milo. Good morning.
Cindy, can I give you a few contributing factors that might make a man spaz out or a woman? Don't give me this is both genders here, or especially on particularly on Valentine's Day. It seems like that's the crescendo of the drama, and it lands on that particular day. I give you a few contributing factors. One, obviously, cheating.
Alcohol had a part to play in it.
Yeah, alcohol, of course. Alcohol is number one. Yeah, that's right. Because usually we don't put hands on our partners unless we got the devil's juice in our bodies.
I mean, it needs to happen.
So I think alcohol and just underlying resentments and feelings that have just been just confined, just all of a sudden blows up in the person. So don't get it twisted for Valentine's Day. It's a dark side of Valentine's Day. There's people right now in jail, male and female, that acted up on Valentine's Day. Okay, so don't get it twisted. And my whole thing, it ain't even worth it, guys, especially to the guys. What are you putting your hands on women for? Like, what's the problem with that? You're going to jail, and it's going to be on your record. And women as well. A lot of women are out there putting hands on men who don't take it. And now in the times that we live in today, you already know men are hitting back. Welcome to the show, Vanetta George. God bless the ambassador chat room. We are in the building. I'm losing my voice because I worked all weekend, but I was like, you know what? Getting up and we doing this show. Cindy, why do women get more of the leniency when they put hands on the man? Comparison to a man putting hands on the woman. Why women get more leniency for that?
Are you really asking that question?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because the law is the law.
I mean, yeah, if a woman puts her hands on a man unprovoked, she gonna go to jail too. I know a couple of homegirls that got arrested for putting their hands on a man and he didn't do nothing to her. One of them, they were married and she actually had to leave the house.
Really?
Actually, it was my brother. His ex-wife put her hands on him and she had to leave the house. They were trying to make my brother leave and he was like, no. And she ended up having to leave.
Hey, that's some nice tea right there. That's the right. So right. See, that's what I'm saying. Men, we need to know. Men, we need to know our rights. If a woman put her hands on you, you can immediately call the police and have her arrested. But y'all laugh at me when I call the police on the chick. Continue on, Cindy. And I'm
Yeah.
and I've lived and y'all lived through that with me on the show. I had to call police on this chick. Okay. And y'all laughed at me. Y'all laughed at me. Y'all was like, Shawn, you a bitch ass nigga. Why you calling the police on a woman? And look, Cindy's brother did it.
Yeah, he did. He did because she was like, she was wrong. He was like, "You getting out of here?" He was like, "This is my house. I'm the one who called the police. I didn't touch her. I'm not leaving my house." And they made her gather up her belongings. She was back the next week though, but whatever. So my whole thing is yes, it's gonna be a problem because the same reason y'all be screaming that transgenders can't be in female sports, right? You're a man, you're bigger, and I can hit you, but you could 9 times out of 10 knock me out with one punch. So yeah, it's not a fair fight. So that's why the men get the brunt of the enforcement when the police come. I
Valentine's
mean,
Day
that's just
Valentine's Day is not all cooked up with its be. Fellas, know this. If the women put hands on you, immediately call the police and immediately get this chick locked up. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, protect yourself. Protect yourself. These women out here, they're unhinged.
Penny, have
But
you
y'all
ever
like that.
had,
Y'all like that spiciness though, right? That's what y'all call it, spicy. Y'all like that. So
I don't know.
that's why the guys don't call
You know, Cindy, I'm too old for that now. Back in the day, yeah, I like the spicy. I don't like the spicy no more. But Cindy, have you ever had a strong desire to put hands on another man, Cindy? Even though you didn't, I don't know if you hit it. I don't know if you ever put hands on a man ever before. I'm not going to ask you that question. But have you ever had, put a number one in the chat room, and folks in the chat room, have you ever, no, not, I don't want to know if you put hands on anyone. Let's don't incriminate ourselves. My question to you is, in your mind, have you put hands on a man or a woman? In your mind only. City, have you ever, City J,
now you don't
have,
want
have you ever put hands on a man or a woman, physically ready to knock them out in your mind, CJ?
um yeah, like not in my mind. Like I put hands on my baby father, but it wasn't nothing serious. I kept I didn't even like really hit him. I kept pushing him. That's what I was doing. I kept pushing him and like hitting him in his chest, but it wasn't anything for real, for real. He wasn't, well, let's just say he wasn't phased by it. But that was the only time like really mad.
So, Cindy J, how many times in your mind have you did something destructive to your baby father in your mind? How many times have you killed your baby father in your mind, CJ? Because you can ask me the same
Multiple
question.
times. Multiple times. Multiple times. He's done got murked 170, 50,000 different ways.
Yo, one time in my mind, I wiped out all three of my baby mothers in one shot in my mind.
Why not? Why not? They need to go.
Right. Put a number one
And
in
if
the
the
chat.
my eye, that's what it's gonna be.
Say that again.
I said, and if the only way is through my mind, that's how you're gonna get taken out.
Before we start the show, guys, in your mind, how many times have you murked the baby mother or the baby father or the ex-husband or the ex-wife in your mind? Put a number one chat room. If someone in your mind you took them out, baby mother or wife or baby daddy or husband, ex-husband. Put a number one chat room if you wiped them out.
Not
Because I
dentist said,
wiped
I
out some
know some.
chicks in my mind.
He said, I know some one hitter quitter women that would knock a neighbor out. Well, they shouldn't be playing with her. I respect women like that that can knock a man out because let's be clear. Y'all know I'm gonna take it there. Let's be clear. The number one what is it, predator for a woman is a man.
Yeah.
Okay? And the number one killer of women is her partner.
True.
Okay, sleeping with the enemy.
Yes.
So I don't know. We need to get our weights up because these men are not. They're not lover boys. Okay, they here to
Cindy,
knock your ass out.
I saw a baby mother from my mother's building. God bless my mother. Shout out to Mama Harvey. I saw a baby mother beat the crap out of the baby father. They had to drag this woman off of this dude. And he was a bigger man, no question about it, like you said. But it was one of those situations where he shoved her. She lunged at him and punched. She missed, but he slipped on the curb
Oh yeah. So she.
and went right, exactly. So
That's
he's in
right.
the he's in the 90-degree angle between two cars with his foot stuck between the rear tire and the curb, and this bitch commits to beating his ass.
Sis saw an opportunity and fought back. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you got to get them on their knees.
Wow. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ. We are here on the Wake Up Monday. We are live. Thank you so much for tuning in. We truly, truly appreciate you. Don't forget March 8th. Come on down to Comedy Harlem. That ticket is moving fast. Cindy, let's get to our first story. And one more time, guys, can we give SennyJ a round of applause for her Valentine's Day nails? And she didn't even go on a date with a man and didn't even get no Valentine's Day penis. Let's clap for that, please. Let's clap for that. She got the nails, but not the penis. Let's clap.
Because when you love yourself, you don't need anybody else. It was great.
Uh, hold on.
But
Yeah.
shout out.
And ladies in the chat room, I
What?
hope that you guys had some, I don't know, Valentine's Day penis. I don't know. God bless you. Go ahead, Cindy.
Womp womp. Nobody wants no Valentine's Day penis. Boring.
Right,
Boring.
right. I don't want no Valentine's Day penis. Trust me.
that you've been slinging all over. That you just gave to everybody else. Okay, you guys. So the first story that I have for you, and I'm sorry I don't have my other device this morning, so you can't see me while I'm giving this story. But Elon Musk and Donald Trump have been really putting us through it, and Elon Musk is set to shut down the IRS, or at least lay off about 5 to 10,000 people. And let me just pull up this word for you really quick. And so I was just saying the other day, guys want to file your taxes, maybe it's better for you to do it sooner than later. And I'm sorry, Shawn, are you hearing me? Hello? I can't. Oh, Shawn's not there. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to start my story. Sorry.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. The IRS will lay off thousands of probationary workers in the middle of tax season, according to two sources familiar with the agency's plans. And these cuts could happen as soon as next week. The Trump administration has intensified sweeping efforts to shrink the size of the federal workforce by ordering agencies to lay off all probationary employees who had not yet gained civil service protection. It's unclear how many IRS workers will be affected. Previously, the administration had announced a plan to offer buyouts to almost all federal employees through a deferred resignation program to quickly reduce the government workforce. The program deadline was February 6th, and an administration official said employees who accept will be able to stop working while still collecting a paycheck until September. However, IRS employees involved in the 2025 tax season we're told they will not be allowed to accept a buyout offer from the Trump administration until after the taxpayer filing deadline. It is unclear how many workers will be impacted by the layoff announcement plan. Representatives from the U.S. Treasury and IRS did not respond to reports for comment. And January 27th was the official start date of the 2025 tax season, and the IRS expects more than 140 million tax returns to be filed by April 15th. Whoa. That is a lot of tax filed and not enough to do it. Are you worried about it? Have you filed your taxes yet?
I have not. I do mine on a quarterly basis because I'm an independent contractor. Hold on, wait, what I want to do?
3 months?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. With my payroll service, they do that for me. Listen.
Oh, that's nice.
First of all, Amir Sealy's in the chat room, Motivational Monday. That's my guy. Amir, if you're not doing nothing Thursday, we would love for you to hang out with us Thursday morning from a few minutes from 8:20 to 8 whatever. Amir Sealy's in that chat room, right, Cindy?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Amir.
Amir, come hang out with us. Come live with us, pause on Thursday. I'll text you all the information if you're able. And you guys wanted to make, and I want to talk to the minorities. I want to talk to the Black folks and the Latino. Excuse me, Cindy, I'm losing my voice for real. You wanted to make America great again. Now you're feeling the greatness, okay? And on top of that, Elon Musk is pimping your dumb ass because you're running around there charging up your Tesla that you bought from him, and he took your job away from you. That's called gangster. That's the gangster boogie right there. That is more infiltration than any Italian crime mob in New York City. You got played. They gutting out the federal government. It was always their intention and it was premeditated. But y'all was running around there with your hot dogs and your American flags and you thought you was shit. Now you don't have a job. And guess what? There is an exodus out of Washington, D.C. that is profound. People are giving up their leases, they're selling their houses, and everybody is leaving town. And you have an American, you have a citizen that's not even qualified to represent the government firing everybody. But y'all want to dance on TikTok and you want to dance on Twitter and you want to dance on Facebook. And these are the people right now that are literally taking your job. And don't get it twisted. It will trickle down to the public sector. And all you Babylonians and Nordics and Vikings who voted for Donald Trump, this is exactly what you get. My Latinos and my Black folks that voted for Donald Trump, look at you now. You don't have a job. You work for the federal government, you're done. And the thing is, you can cut federal waste. Listen, I'm not no economic expert, obviously, you know that. But they had other ways to cut waste out of the government. The government buys purchase stupid items every day. They should have fired most of the federal contractors that bill the government trillions of dollars a year and let these people work and mind their business. But you elected Donnie, as Miss Miko would say, and you voted for somebody that fired you from your job. You looking stupid right now. And Babylonians that are crying on TikTok, that's exactly what you get. There's two presidents in this country. There's President Trump and there's President Musk. You got two Germans running shit. But you thought it was cute. This is a travesty. This is they're molesting the motherfucking government. There is no mercy. They don't even care. They're not even given the dignity to give you proper notifications that you're being laid off. They're telling you, don't come to the office and you're done. And you driving your Tesla because you think you cute. You got your stupid cyber truck with no job. Dude, sometimes I don't even sympathize. How can I sympathize with you? 3 months ago, you was at the rallies looking crazy with stupid Trump hat on. And I'm talking about Black and Latino folks, not the Babylonians. Now look at you. You thought it was cute. There's no job in sight. Forget about filing your taxes because there's going to be no one there to process anything. Come on, let's look at the obvious. Elon Musk, and Cindy might have to get these numbers for me. He purchased Twitter. It was about what, 10,000 people working there? He got that thing down to about 400 people. There's like 500. There's like 3 people that work at Twitter from 10,000. And that's the same type of model they're doing with the federal government. And it's a shame. It's a shame. It's actually criminal. And the Democrats have nothing to do. The Democrats got to lay down and get gangbanged by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. You got to take it. You got to take it like Vin Range had that red ball in his mouth in Pulp Fiction. There is nothing that you can do to stop it. Even my beloved Hakeem Jeffries, representative minority leader of the Congress from Queens, New York, can't do anything about this. This is going to hell. We're in hell right now. Federal workers, I sympathize with you. There should be some type of lawsuit. How do they even do this? This is a travesty of what's happening to the purge of the federal government by your boy Donnie. And there's nowhere to live in what? You want to, hey, SennyJ always wants to leave the country. You ain't got to leave the country. You could get you a fly-ass 3-bedroom townhouse in Washington, D.C. now for $700 a month because nobody fucking lives there no more. Nobody lives in Washington, D.C. no more. Everybody's gone. You want to live somewhere, the rent is going to drop and the mortgage price is going to drop in the D.C., Virginia, and Maryland area. Go on down there and move now. There's no jobs. And then Donnie Trump goes down to Mar-a-Lago on the weekends. I want to go to Mar-a-Lago. But guess what? There's no blacks. But guess what? And I'm going to yield my time to Cindy. But guess what? There are no blacks and minorities allowed in Mar-a-Lago. Your presidential cabinet doesn't even reflect the way you look. People who voted for Trump and the black folks who voted for Trump and Latinos, it doesn't even have one person on there that reflects you. So you put him in office, he don't give a damn about you, and you lost your job, and a dozen of eggs is $7. I yield my time.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to say about it. I mean, I was just focusing on the fact that if you didn't file your taxes now, today, might be the time.
There's nobody there to file the taxes. File your own taxes.
I mean, we can file our own. I'm trying to get that refund back. I don't care about.
You're not getting the refund back until 2029.
I need that refund. But I probably won't even get that big of a refund anyway, because I started collecting my money. I forget, I think it was actually even somebody on here that told me I started collecting my money throughout the year instead of doing the whole refund thing. So I might not even really have that big of a refund. I don't know. I'm waiting on like 2 W-2s still, but
if you know Cindy the way we all know Cindy, Cindy's the refund queen of the show. So God bless. Cindy, what else you got?
I'm saying
Cindy gets $14 billion every year from the government. God bless. But Cindy, you don't have to leave. Cindy, you don't have to leave the country no more. Move down to Washington, D.C. They have plenty of housing there. There's nobody there.
I don't see. No, there is a housing crisis in America. Don't think any place is cheap. I think the only place that's still cheap is maybe Texas.
I'm saying if you want to move to a metropolitan area, right, at this point, I would look at moving to Washington D.C. because there's nobody there.
You're not.
They gotta rent these apartments and buy these houses. You're gonna get it for the cheap, man. Who's there? Nobody in Washington D.C. It's a ghost town over there.
Well, keeping going with the corruption of the government in our society, some top Department of Justice officials are resigning after receiving orders to drop the Eric Adams case. Of course, or I don't know if you guys know, but they have dropped the corruption charges case um, that was going on against Mayor Eric Adams. However, the Attorney General of New York cannot find any lawyers to file the motions. Manhattan's top career federal prosecutor resigned last week after attorneys in her office were directed to drop their criminal case against NYC's Mayor Eric Adams. Danielle Sassoon stepped down from her role as acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York on Thursday after a top Justice Department official ordered her office to dismiss corruption charges against the mayor. On Monday, acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove sent a memo instructing prosecutors in Manhattan to abandon the 5-count indictment that was filed in September. It said, "You are directed as authorized by the Attorney General to dismiss the pending charges," adding that the department reached this conclusion without assessing the strength of the evidence or the legal theories on which the case is based, and in no way calls into question the integrity and efforts of the prosecutors who brought the case. He also cited Adams' restricted ability to help the Trump administration enforce its immigration policies, and the case was to be dropped without prejudice so the charges could be revived at a later time. In a letter addressed to Attorney General, Sassoon offered her resignation and said the request to drop Adams' case raises serious concerns that render the contemplated dismissal inconsistent with my ability and duty to prosecute federal crimes without fear or favor and to advance good faith arguments before the courts. So basically, they're saying you guys are telling us to drop this case when we should be prosecuting it. And basically, by you allowing us not to prosecute, you're not letting us do our job, and we can't effectively do our job and, you know, do this in good faith within the letter of the law. And they said, "We out of here, bro." Like half of the DOJ's office has left, has resigned over this, over not being able to which I'm like, well, then why don't you just, doesn't the Department of Justice have somebody in there that can just file these motions themselves? Why don't you just file the motion your damn self then? I mean, I would imagine everybody at the DOJ is a lawyer at least.
Let's give a shout out to SennyJ's Valentine's nails one more time. Senny, could you show the people who just walked into the chat room your Valentine's nails? Let's go. She didn't get any penis for Valentine's Day, but she got the nails done, and God bless. And Senny, Prince said something funny on our previous story. He says, "Better go to the slums of Detroit."
No.
And D-Lo Mathis said the rent or the mortgage is high where she lives in North Carolina. And I'm like, how is that even possible?
You know where it's El Salvador, Peru.
And for the young ambitious and determined Babylonians and Vikings and Nordics and some Black folks that work in the U.S. The Department of Justice that are so pissed off that you had to resign because the King Donald Trump overruled you is absolutely pathetic to me. I understand that you do work on your guidelines of integrity and honesty and the rule of law. I get all of that. But we live in the new day, ladies and gentlemen. And your king has overruled your decision. You worked for him. You were so pissed off that all of you young Babylonians resigned because Donald Trump gave a pardon to my beloved and your beloved Eric Adams. You that pissed off, my young Babylonians and my young Vikings and my Nordics? That the U.S. District Attorney, the young lady who probably could have been governor of New York 30 years from now, you that pissed off because Eric Adams got a free pass? Are you kidding me? Y'all all resigned. That was the wrong play. You should have stayed there and worked. But none of y'all had the courage to bring that indictment in front of a federal judge to say, hey, listen, we want to drop the charges. None of you were courageous enough to do it because you thought that your career would be slandered for lifetime. So what did you do? You bailed out. Why? You was getting free money. Or was they going to fire you anyway? Now, if they were going to fire you and you like there was a deadline and Trump was going to get you all out of there, and then Trump said, yo, let's give Eric Adams a pardon, and then you resign, that makes sense. But if there was no way that you was getting terminated for your job, I would have stayed. But I don't know what message this sends to the privileged Babylonians that are ambitious, that works for the U.S. Department of Justice. I don't know what kind of message that sends to me, but what it says to me is that y'all was so upset that the brother, because how many other white men and women have been pardoned by presidents throughout history, and this is the first time everybody resigns, even though there was pure evidence against Eric Adams. Eric Adams is going to go to jail or whatever. The evidence was there. I get it. But you're gonna lose. You that mad that you're gonna resign when throughout the history of politics, the Babylonian men or women have been freed, and you still kept your job, but because Eric Adams and all his reckless behavior and everything he's done underneath the table, which all politicians have done throughout the careers of politics, you mad? Then I'll tell you what, young lady, then get your punk ass out of here. Go. We don't need you. Shout out to Eric Adams. Shout out to Eric Adams. You're my friend. I said the other day, he tried to put money in black folks' pockets 2 years ago when we reported that he was going to give $100 a day to house the migrant in your apartment. And you refused that. And then he got a rap star for your punk ass, and you got mad at him. And then SennyJ wonders where the hell he sleeps at night and how many women he's fucking. Okay? So don't get mad because Don came through and said, yo, I need to go into any federal building out, any homeless place. I need to snatch these migrants up. And I need you to agree to that. And if you do, I'm going to drop your charges. I would have did the same thing. You didn't want my money. You didn't want my migrant money. So what Eric did, Eric took some money from the government, from the city, went on trips. He got some G money. This is called corruption. How many of us, and look in your soul before I yield my time. Look at me, guys. Look in my eyes. Cindy, look in my eyes. How many times have we done something corrupt in our lives? Personally, I've experienced corruption 17,000 times in my life. I did wrong. I stole. I stole from the piggy bank. I did some corrupt things in my life. And the man upstairs gave me a pardon, or the state of New York gave me a pardon, and I had to do what I had to do. Y'all leave Eric Adams alone. And for these young Babylonians to resign, then you kiss my black ass. Pause. Get out. You're not going to sit there and get mad because the King Donald pardoned Eric because he wanted access to the migrants. That's their business, ma'am. That's their business. You can't sit in that
So wait,
table.
that's what he did?
Yes,
He said
that's
he
what
was
he
going to
did.
work around because I didn't look into why he
Yeah,
got part why
SennyJ. Trump hired this guy to be the border czar, the guy that cleans up all the migrants. He went to New York with a deal with Eric. He said, yo, Eric, and I'm just dumbing this down right now because I'm not as smart as you guys in the chat room.
Don't worry, I'll look into it to get the facts, but go on.
Yeah. This is Harvey's facts. This is Harvey's house. He went in there and said, yo, Eric, we need to go into the Roosevelt Hotel and we need to snatch up all those migrants. And by the way, we're stopping all that federal money. These neighbors are not getting no more food stamps. And if you don't allow us to do this, we will proceed with these charges against you. Now, if you allow us to handle our business, we'll drop your charges. And he agreed to it. And y'all mad at him?
But wouldn't Kathy Hochul have to agree to it too? Like she's the governor, like she knows what's going on too.
There's nobody in the game because the feds are paying for this. She's nobody again. She's a pasty looking Nordic. She got pasty face and she's a Nordic. I don't like her. This is not her business as well. The feds, FEMA was giving the money. They giving the food stamps. They giving them the housing. They giving them blankets, but they cut all of that off. And they told Eric, if we don't go into the Roosevelt Hotel in Manhattan to get our migrants, all right, your black ass going to jail. And who wouldn't take that deal? Y'all didn't want Eric's money. All of y'all said on this show, I don't want no migrants in my house for 100. Shut up. SennyJ and I said, bring the migrants in. I would have had a family of 7 in this bitch. Shout out to Eric Adams. And for those Babylonian Department of Justice people who are mad and resign, then get the hell out. This is not your business. I yield back.
Yeah, I mean, what you said is right. I mean, Eric Adams, like you sneaky as hell, but you ain't no different than everybody else. So
Thank you.
It's Black History. Be on Black History Month,
right?
And I'm gonna let you slide, but you ain't Eric.
Cindy, you said it right there. Everybody gives Cindy a round of applause. She's absolutely right. It's Black History Month, neighbors. Can one of our own be excused with a pardon, or I beg my pardon? Can he get one? It's Black History Month. Leave Eric Adams alone. Eric Adams for mayor, bro. And SennyJ is always vocal on who he's sleeping with. He never shows his lady. Where does he live? I don't care about that. Cindy does. And if he's out there banging chicks, so what? How many times? Fellas in the chat room.
Well,
Number one in the chat room.
No, go ahead.
Dad, what you said?
No, I mean, it just shows his character, especially when you ain't showing your lady. That just showed me everything I needed to know about him, and it turned out to be true. But I need to digress because it's Black History Month, so I'm gonna let him get a pass.
So Cindy, are you gonna bring that same energy back in March?
No, Black History Month is over, you dirty, lying, lazy dog. Steal it from the government, Eric.
So, Cindy,
but my thing, might as well rock because he's not getting a second term. Nobody's voting you in. So ride it till the wheels fall up, Eric. Keep the corruption going because you're gonna need it. You ain't gonna have a job after this term. When's the next mayoral race? In like 2 years?
I don't know, but Cindy, are you for certain that this is the case, that you foresee that you in the foreseeable future that Eric's not going to not be reelected because of this corruption? Didn't they reelect Donnie Trump the president? Like, I think that in the times in the barometer that we live in today,
they're not reelecting.
Yeah, but Cindy, in the political landscape that we live in this last 10 years, it just seems like it doesn't matter what type of behavior. You don't have to have great character to be in politics anymore. Donald Trump has proven that.
He had to bribe his way to become the mayor, obviously, in the first place anyway. So Unless people want to get involved with the bribe again for the second term, he ain't gonna win. He bought his way into there. Obviously, that's what the whole case was about.
But Cindy, isn't bribery part of politics?
I mean, yeah, for Babylonians, but I don't know if people corruption is the way to go to keep your political office. I don't think it works out the same way for them.
Well, can we say that can we safely say that that Eric Adams is the Martin Luther King of politics as far as corruption in New York City right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT in that aspect. I mean, he did it, he succeeded, and he's still there. So
City.
put him right in between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Just put Eric Adams
in a little John Gotti. If I was Eric Adams, I'd be walking out the Merrill house in the morning like, I told you, motherfuckers, they can't fuck with me.
That is how he came out. When he did that little press conference with his suit on and I repeat, the charges were dropped. I'm like, man, sit down. Over there giving interviews while you're getting your eyebrows threaded in Queens Mall. Like, what is going on? What is really going on?
Cindy, let's see. Okay, we know historically you're a man hater. Is this something like do you just don't like Eric? Like, why you don't like this man? You've never given Eric a chance, SennyJ. And this is now in this moment of glory for him, who he has triumphed in this decision because of the King Don. Why this should be something we should celebrate, SennyJ? Why is this still have this underlying hate for the brother who runs New York City as mayor?
He's a creep. He's a creep. That's why.
All right, what else you got, Cindy? Welcome to the show, only place on earth where you get, we're about to get out of here. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team. Hey, listen, guys, with the Queen SennyJ. Listen, guys, if you live in the Lehigh Valley, you already know we got the world famous hamburger coming out to the Jetport. That's Saturday, March the 15th. We would love to see you guys in the building. Stacy, TED Talks in the building. God bless you, man. Much love to you. So y'all leave Eric Adams alone. I consider Eric Adams a hero. And y'all folks that live in Brooklyn that listens to this show every Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays, I'm sure y'all, who's from Brooklyn on this show? Prentice, do you got love for Eric Adams? Put a number one. My Brooklyn people, Adilo, you used to live in Brooklyn, right? Where's Younger Nut? Is Younger Nut in the chat room?
I don't think he's in the chat room.
Where's Younger Nut? These folks live in Brooklyn. Do y'all have love for Eric Adams? Nicole Harris, you from Brooklyn, right? Do y'all love Eric Adams? He's from Brooklyn. TED Talk, Stacy, do you got love for Eric Adams, the black man? I got love for the black man that's mayor of New York City. And Donald Trump dropped the charges on him. And y'all running around here mad. And he trying to put money in your pocket. And we haven't seen a migrant since Election Day. Put a number one chat room there. I haven't seen a city. I don't know if they're where you live, but down here, I haven't seen none of my migrant friends in these streets. Period. I don't even know where they're at. Folks in chat room, put a number one. I really haven't seen a migrant. Seriously, I have. Cindy, have you seen my migrant friends who I love, who I've advocated throughout this whole entire situation with Donald Trump from years back? I love my migrants. I love these people. I haven't seen none of them in my hood in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Cindy, have you seen a migrant up there where you live in the Poconos?
No, I haven't seen a migrant. And also, I have family that lives in California. And they have said that the landscape has changed dramatically, that there's not that there are businesses like putting up signs looking for people hiring. They have hotels where housekeeping staff is not showing up. So it's getting crazy out here. I mean, sometimes, we can't really tell because we're on the East Coast, or, you're in places where migrants aren't really there. But California, Texas, Florida, a lot of the southern states are really feeling it. So, I don't know. And, it's sad. I feel bad for these people. It's just really sad to be
See,
displaced like.
Cindy, I'm with you on this one. I feel terrible that these folks have been displaced and they're scared. They can't come outside. They don't know how, to take their kids to school. And this is so unfortunate to these folks that just want to be a part of everyday society. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I do get it. If you're a criminal and you're a migrant, yes, you go to jail, ship you out the country. I understand that. But for these working folks that work every day, that literally drives this economy, and let me tell you something: ain't no black folks, and
Yeah.
no black folks, and no white folks are not gonna go out there and pick a cabbage in the field and do all this work. First of all, none of us could do it because we're not in shape. The migrants are more in shape than we are. Okay. Half of us got to take medication. Half of us got all this asthma. You can't even go in the field. You pull your hamstring. You want to know what your medical benefits are, and you want too much money. You want a lunch break. You want a union rep. You need a shop steward. That's not what this is. And no one's going to do the job. They're going to do it, and they're going to do it well. And I sympathize with these folks. These kids are scared. They can't come. They can't even go to school. Your thoughts, Cindy?
No, nothing. I don't have any thoughts. I mean, I just think a lot of people, though, too, are uneducated on the fact that a lot of migrants or illegals, they do pay taxes. They do get a special number that they're able to use to file taxes. So, a lot of them are contributing to the economy. So it's just really sad. But what are we gonna do? I mean, I can't. I feel bad, but I can't stick up for migrants more than I stick up for black people. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. That's just the hand y'all were dealt, and y'all gonna have to figure it out.
I totally, right. I totally
Feel bad.
agree with you. Cindy, since you painted your nails red for Valentine's Day, you've been really on point. Could you show, before we get out of here, could you show the ladies and everybody your nails for Valentine's Day? And by the way, Cindy did not get any paintings for Valentine's Day, but she got her nails done. Go ahead, Cindy. Could you show the nails one more time, please? Cindy, anything else you got before we get out of here?
No.
Okay. Guys, we truly I'm still stuck on Cindy and hating Eric Adams. Guys, Cindy, if Eric Adams is single and he came over to you and wanted to, have a conversation or try to pursue
No.
you, but well, Cindy, you didn't even let me finish. The mayor of New York City took a liking to you and wanted to chop it up with you, Cindy J. Knowing what you know about Eric, would you go on a date with him and he wants to get to know you? What would you do with that?
No.
Cindy, you wouldn't date Eric Adams?
No, I would not date Eric Adams.
But Cindy, think
No.
about the fringe benefits. He dates you, he pulls up New York City detail, all the cars coming out.
Yeah. And I mean, that's nice, but you're a weird, creepy person. Okay.
And how many
You're
weird
weird.
persons have you dated in your life, Cindy?
Not a lot. And you're old. So that's fine. He's too old for me. Sean, are you all right? Not you dying over there.
Yeah, I'm dying. I'm done. I'm dying. I'm losing my voice and I'm not feeling. All right, let's get out of here,
Yeah.
Cindy. Guys,
Okay.
Cindy, last word, because that's it. I'm done. I'm losing my voice. I'm not feeling.
The last word. I don't have a last word. You guys have a great day and keep hope alive.
Cool. And I'm gonna say this. Shout out. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Princess. I'm losing my voice. I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna take a nap when this is over with. Okay, guys, listen. Thank you so much. You don't have to call 911. Guys, we truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wake the F Up Monday, SennyJ, and your boy Harvey. Thank you. We see you guys Thursday live, and we appreciate you. Senny, I'll call you later. And one more time, Senny, could they see the nails one last time? There you go. All right. Guys,
Okay.
we're out of here. We're out of here. I'm gonna go somewhere and lay my ass down and rest. Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.